Hey everybody, it's Angie. Welcome back to Daily Dabble. We are starting week 2 of our Daily Dabble. So if you're following along with your kit, you should have a all new bag of art goodies. If you did not get a kit, today's activity in particular is a good one if you just want to try to grab whatever you have around the house. So for those of you that do have your kit, the only thing that you're going to use out of your kit today is your drawing paper. Okay, there's 2 different kinds of paper in there. The drawing paper is smaller and it's not as thick. We've got some watercolor paper in there that's larger pieces and it's a lot thicker. So don't use that just yet. We want to get our drawing paper out. And then everybody needs to round up a pencil, a pair of scissors, a magazine that no one cares if you cut up. This one's obviously been cut up. Okay, so make sure you check with an adult before you start snipping things up. And then you're going to also want a glue stick. So go ahead and grab those supplies and we're going to get started today. Okay, so today we are going to be doing some drawing. And we're going to come up with some of our own unique creative ideas for monsters. So a lot of times for me, before I start drawing something, because we're not looking at anything, we're going to come up with these from our own imagination. So it's always a good thing to kind of brainstorm what you want to do. So for monsters, let's think about some things that monsters have. Sometimes they have horns. Let's see, sometimes they're furry. How about claws? Fangs or sharp teeth. Monsters could have a tail. Okay, you get the idea. So you might have your own list. Like when you think of a monster, you might think of something that I didn't even write down on here. So kind of brainstorm what monsters look like. Now that we have our list, this is going to be a good thing for us to think about when we create our monsters. But before we start drawing, I want everybody to grab their magazine and start flipping through it, okay? And I've already done my cutting, so let me show you what I cut out of my magazine, and then I want you to look for some in your magazine. Eyeballs. Okay, I had a few more. Oh, there's another one. So you're going to flip through a magazine, find as many eyes as you can, and go ahead and cut those eyes out. All right, so depending on how many eyes you found, you can use one eye for your monster, or you can use all of the eyes for your monster. Maybe you want to do one eye for a monster and then use the other ones you have left over and draw more on monsters. You should have a few pieces of drawing paper in your bag, so don't worry about having to use all your eyes on one drawing. We've got more paper. So the first thing we're going to do with these eyes, I think I'm going to use 3 eyes on this one. So I'm going to put some glue down on my paper wherever I think one of those eyes just flew off the page. Wherever I think I want these to go. So we're starting with these eyes on our paper, and then we're going to build our monster drawing around it. Okay, so if I have a monster with 3 eyes, I think I'm going to do like 3 kind of eye sockets. And this is just what I'm doing for my monster, but the fun thing about this is I know all of these monsters are going to look totally different. Okay, so there's that. And then maybe we've got like these really wild, googly. What do you call these? They're not tentacles. Whatever their eye is connected to there. Okay, so now I've got all these, and I think I'm going to go ahead and connect those lines. Ooh. Do I want this to be a furry monster? I say yes. So I'm going to add some fur here. And maybe I'm trying to think about feet. We didn't even talk about that. Okay, we did say claws though. So I'm going to draw, maybe this monster has like really ridiculously big feet. And this one is so big It doesn't even fit on the page. So just have some fun doing some silly things. All right, now we're talking. Looking very monstery right now. Okay, and then how about a mouth? I'm going to do something just really simple for a mouth. Sometimes when you're drawing, we can stress out because we think we have to do something really complicated, but really just the simplest little lines can make our drawing really fun. There's some fangs on him, okay? And how about a nose? Maybe he just has nostrils. Simple things. Let's see here. Let's play around with these eyes a little bit. I'm going to give some eyebrow or eyelashes. This monster put the mascara on today. And there we have it. There's a monster drawing. Oh, I didn't do any horns. That's okay though. You don't have to use all of the ideas on your list. I do think I want to add a tail though, because that would just be fun. Okay. I'm going to give it a furry tail. It almost looks like a cat tail. And when you're drawing your monster, it's okay to think about like real creatures and real animals to get inspiration from. So this monster has like a really fluffy kind of cat tail. There it is, popping out. So I did the tail, I got some fangs, I got some claws, he's furry. I didn't add horns, but maybe if I do another monster, I can add some horns. So speaking of which, why don't I go ahead and make another monster? Okay, so I have another piece of drawing paper, and I have one eye left that I cut out, so this is obviously going to be a one-eyed monster. And I think I'll put that right in the middle of the page. Awesome. And we definitely want horns this time. So since I didn't do any horns on the last one, why don't we make these horns just ridiculous? Really, really tall horns. Almost like Maleficent. Or like a Viking. Awesome. And then I think I want those horns to kind of be striped. Anytime you add patterns to your drawings or little details like this, it makes it a little more exciting and fun. And then most definitely, when you're done drawing monsters today, you can certainly color them as well. Let's see, I think he's just going to be like really horn. Okay, so now that I've got these horns on here, I think I'm going to just draw a big blobby body. Yeah, he's not even going to have feet. He's just going to be a blob. And then maybe he's sad. Monsters don't always have to be happy. This guy's pretty sad. And his frown's all lopsided like that. And you know what? I honestly kind of like him like that. Our focal point is the horns up here. Maybe I'll give him like a little tuft of hair. And maybe like a, oh, how about a unibrow? We talked about unibrows last week when we did our Meet Our Friends. And there's a unibrow. Oh man, I keep thinking of ideas. How about some like long arms? Long arms with, gotta put some claws on these fingers. Anything goes with monsters, guys. Anything you can imagine or think of. What do you think about these guys? Pretty silly. So what's fun about this is we started with the eyeball. That gave us a kind of a starting point, and then we got to build our monster around that eyeball. So this is such a fun thing to do, and you can get more ideas from magazines. If you just cut something out and stick it on your paper, it can really be good inspiration for a starting point. And then once you guys are finished drawing these, I would love it if you would take some time and color your monsters. You could use markers, or you could use crayons. And then once you have them colored, it's even more fun to add a name for your monster. Maybe you talk about what kind of monster it is. Maybe it is a banana monster and it just goes crazy if it goes 12 hours without eating a banana. Who knows? The possibilities are endless for your imagination and your creativity when you draw imaginary creatures like this. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed drawing some monsters. Now, you might have been following along with me and kind of getting ideas from what I was doing and making some drawings that look like mine. But I sure hope that some of you guys came up with some of your own really wacky monster drawings. Sometimes you guys are the best at coming up with really creative and imaginative things when you're kids. So I can't wait to see what your minds worked up and got put down on the paper for your monsters. So your challenge for today, I'm excited about. I want you to go back through the magazine and find some things besides eyes that would help you get started with drawing a monster. You might find an animal's body that you could turn into a monster. You might find maybe just a nose, a human nose, that you stick down on your paper and then build a monster around. This is one that I did. So they had all these outfits on the page, and I thought, I'm going to cut out this outfit, and it's going to be a monster dressed really fancy. Pretty sure he's wearing a turtleneck, and he looks pretty nice. All right, so have fun getting inspiration in your magazine for really wacky, fun drawings of monsters. Don't forget to post those to Facebook. You can comment underneath this video and post pictures of them. However you want to get those pictures to me, I always appreciate seeing them. So happy dabbling, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.